So I had kind of an interesting experience today, um, and I just wanted to kind of share it with you and talk about it. Um, so I don't know about you, but I've always kind of been able to kind of be myself and be the awareness and the witness, definitely more so when I'm alone, when I'm, by myself. Um, it's very easy when you're alone to just be the consciousness and um, to kind of let the personality fall away. Um, I've definitely found it much easier when I'm by myself. But I definitely tend to slide into unconscious behaviors and slide into the personality more as soon as I start interacting with someone. As soon as I get into a conversation or an interaction face to face with someone, it's very easy to unconsciously and unintentionally slide back into the personality and into maybe ways of interacting that you don't necessarily want to do, but it just sort of happens, right? So that's kind of always been my baseline, um, that like when I'm by myself, when I'm really just present and able to just be present with my surroundings without having to worry about interacting with anybody, it's very easy to be the witness. But as soon as I start interacting or talking to someone, I've always done that. Just kind of, it's just a habitual pattern that just arises and kind of takes you over in a way. So today when I was at work, I was talking to this guy that I see around a lot. And, as the limited interactions that I've had with him, he's a nice guy. He's a good guy, but definitely, more of a talkative kind of guy. And um, a little bit awkward, which no judgment on my part. I'm an awkward guy too. So, um, but yeah, I was talking to him, and I, for whatever reason, I was just more so able to really embody the awareness, and I was able to not just kind of follow those habitual patterns of talking and interacting, but I was able to just be present and be aware of not only him and what he was saying, but more so aware of myself and what I was saying, and just aware of the whole situation. And I was able to say the things that I wanted to say and not fall into those just kind of, NPC responses that I always did before. So, for example, he would say whatever he said, and then I would, respond with the natural, kind of effortless response that I wanted to say. And then I wouldn't feel the need to say anything else. So there was times where I would say something back to him and he would just kind of look at me, and there'd be some silence and he would just look at me. And in previous interactions like that, I would fill the space with more words, or fill the space with, maybe I would fidget with something or look away or whatever, because if there's an awkward silence, it's like you just naturally want to fill that and do something to stop that. But I was able to just say what I said and look at him and just be present there in that situation and not feel the need to fill that space with meaningless words or fidgeting or something to make it less awkward. I just looked at him, and then eventually he'd say something back, and you know um, it was just very interesting. um, like I said, I have always um, had that problem, which is being able to be present and be awareness itself when I'm by myself, when it's easy, right? But then when the rubber meets the road, when you talk to people in person, when you're in difficult situations, I would tend to fall back into just those habitual patterns. So it was really interesting to kind of see that happen, because I wasn't doing it. The personality wasn't doing anything different or anything special. I was just embodying the presence that I already am, that we already all are, and having a conversation that was just effortlessly happening and not trying to force anything. And I really feel like that conversation was pleasant and positive and not forced. And I didn't say anything that I now look back on and feel like, well, that was a stupid thing to say, or why did I say that, or feeling flustered in the moment and you act silly or awkward or whatever, you know. Um, I don't know what that guy thought, right? I don't know if he thought in those moments where I was just looking right back at him if that was awkward or weird, but I really don't care. And not in a sense of like, oh, I'm apathetic, but just in a sense of, you know, I don't really know how to explain it, but it just felt really beautiful and natural. And, um, I want all of my interactions with people to be like that, where I say what I want to say, I don't say what I don't want to say. I'm just present with that other person, whoever I'm speaking to. And, you know, I think that there's a lot of people in this world that are able to do that. I've never been able to do that. I've always kind of been a socially awkward person, and um, I've been awkward in my interactions with people that I don't know. And even with people I do know, I fall into those habitual patterns of feeling like I need to speak to them in whatever way I've always spoken to them, right? And not, like I said, it's subconscious. I think we all have that. It's like we have people in our lives that we are used to interacting a certain way with, and maybe we don't want to interact with them that way, or maybe that's not the natural way we would interact with them, but for whatever reason, that's how we've come to interact with them. But I think it's that realization that we don't have to do that. We don't have to say and do things we don't want to. We are free to speak with people and interact with people in whatever way we choose. And when you're really embodying presence, when you are embodying the witness awareness itself, when you're speaking to someone, you do talk to them kindly. You do talk to them nicely. You do talk to them clearly, and you talk to them with intention. And so, just speaking for myself, I want to carry that forward when I interact with people going forward. You know, um, I want to be intentional with the words that I say, and really just not feel forced to be any kind of way, not feel forced to interact with people based on what you think their perception of you is, or based on what you think they want you to act like. It's a very subconscious thing that we all have going on when we interact with people. But if we can really just be real and honest and really take a step back from the personality and the expectations that you put on yourself, I think you can really have those beautiful kind of interactions with people. So that was a lot of yapping just to say, you know, I think it's good to really take this teaching, this non-dual understanding into every aspect of your lives, including when you talk to other people, how you talk to them, how you interact with them. You know, maybe you don't struggle with social anxiety. Maybe you've always been an extrovert, or, you enjoy talking to other people, and maybe this isn't something that you necessarily need to concern yourself with as much. But if you're someone out there like me who has had more of an awkward personality, and you found it difficult to break free from, I do believe that you can break free from it, and that you're already free from it. And all you have to do is just let go of all those expectations that you put on yourself and that you think other people have of you, because you're not obligated to be anything other than what you are. So I hope this helps somebody out there. Let me know what you think, if you can relate to this at all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.